Good evening, everyone. We're going to come out of executive session and come back and make a motion to open up the town board meeting of January 17, 2024. Have a second?
I'll second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scarecrow, aye.
Cordon, aye.
Bull, aye.
Okay, so moved. In executive session, we discussed personnel matter, and we would like to make the following motion.
Yes, so I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Mary Bingham to the Moot Sewer Commission. effective immediately.
I will second that motion.
And I'd just like to state that I had an opportunity to talk with Mary Beth Bianconi from Delaware Water Engineering. And we discussed a lot of the challenges that Orange County communities have regarding wastewater management and water management. And Mary's name came up as one of the people who has really served those boards very well. And it would be a disservice to not have her on that commission. So I'm very happy to make this motion.
Thank you.
I agree with that. Call the question?
Abstain.
Scarecrow, aye.
Cordon, aye?
Bingham, cool, aye.
Yeah, Bingham's down there.
Mary.
Bingham's down there. All right, so moved. Okay, next up, 2024 tax season update.
Yes, so we're currently collecting taxes through April 1st, 2024, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Any payments that come in after 2 p.m. will be marked received and posted the next business day. The following days from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., the tax office will be open until 6 p.m. from 4 to 6. That's January 31st, February 29th, and April 1st. Payments get sent to the town Monroe tax collector, as well as checks. That's where they get made out to. E-check and credit card payments are not accepted at town hall. You would need to do that on your end at home. Cash is not accepted. Please make sure you include your phone number on your checks when sending those in the event your check gets returned. If we can't get in touch with you and the mail is delayed, we don't want you to have to incur additional penalties. There's a 1% penalty added for payments made in February, 2% penalty added for payments in March, plus a $2 second notice fee. Payments must be postmarked no later than April 1st. Payments made after April 1st need to be directed to the Commissioner of Finance in Goshen.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, also, for those of you that don't know, Mr. Nugent did not take some youth potion. Our attorney this evening is Matt Rosati from Bryant's firm. Thank you, Matt, for being here. Recap of last year. I'm going to do a quick recap. I'm going to try to get a slide up for next meeting. So this year, we had the purchase of Rye Hill. We did the study on Faber Farm, and we're currently seeking options and grants. We had the CDBG grant that was approved by the county for the senior center, which improved both entrances, new sidewalk pattern, railings, activator on the front door, main door, and the new side entrance was approved. We redid the kitchen through the CDBG grant. We redid our roof, new shingles. I think they were 20 plus years old, and the soffits and gutters were done as well. With the help of Highway Superintendent Pat Patterson and Anne-Marie Morris, we were able to do pickleball courts, which have been insanely used. There's no snow on it, people will be out there.
They're still using
Yeah, 20-degree weather.
It's crazy.
Yep. We did purchase a new dock over at the launch point on Lakes Road at Brown Lake. We're in the process of designing a new highway garage. It's about 90% complete. Pat's been working hard on that. Which roads did you pave this year, Pat?
Lambros, Carol, Laura, Sylvia, Sandra, are the ones we paved.
All right, thank you for doing that. It's Carol, Laura, Sylvia, Sandra, and Lambros Court. We had new carpet in this room. We had two very successful trunk or treats and two very successful food truck festivals. an enormously successful trunk or treat, which we've already been in the planning stages for next year for everything. We also, through the county and Kelly Eske's office, we've been able to get the DMV on site here every 6 weeks about. So they've been very busy at this location and have been averaging above 50 people per visit. And they're here usually from 10 to 3.
And from what I understand in the county building, they love coming to Monroe. They really enjoy being in the town of Monroe, which is good.
Good, we like having them here too. And then one other item that we're proud to do is we did our Flags for Heroes program, where residents were able to buy a flag, non-residents as well, put it out there, and we were able to make a donation through the money was raised. Actually, the checks were made directly out to Honor Flight. Remember what the total was, Pat? It was like 700 and change? Yeah, it was around 700 and change that we were able to donate to Honor Flight, which helps get veterans down to Washington, those who have fought in wars and who have, basically, served our country well, and it's a way for Honor Flight to give back and us to give back. We're waiting for the fourth quarter sales tax results. We haven't gotten that in yet, but preliminary numbers show that we're going to have about $230,000 at least in surplus this year, which was another great number, another great year where all of our departments were able to really control their spending, buy wisely, and meet their numbers as far as revenue went. So that's a recap of 2023, and I'm looking forward to a good year in 2024.
Good year.
Yeah. Okay, item 3.3 is the WIA grant update. So last week, we received notification that our 3 grants were denied. That was for Water District 14, Water District 8, and Arrow Park, which currently is not owned by the town, but hopefully in the near future, we will take it over. We have reapplied for 14 in a WRDA grant, Water Resource Development Act grant, and we're going to be applying for some WIA grants also for Water District 1. You want to add anything to that, Councilwoman Baker?
I know we've been trying very hard to get those grants because as residents of Water District 1 learned, their taxes had to go up a bit because of work that needs to be done there. We want to get the engineering squared away. But yeah, we've been talking to the town engineer and he's going to do a little more research for us and hopefully Water District 1 will qualify for a grant.
Here we go. Good. Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Baker. Okay, on to public hearings. I'll make a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing regarding local law H-V1 of 2022 to amend Chapter 57 zoning concerning regulations governing tree preservation. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cool, aye.
So moved.
No public comment?
No public comment. Okay, so, unfortunately, our planner had a really tough December, family-wise. Unfortunately, it had to do with deaths in his immediate family. So he has gotten back into the swing of things as of about a week and a half ago. And I told him I would like everything in place. Any of the things you have that need to be answered, please call Dennis and myself. And we want it in place by the 5th of February, which is our next meeting. So I'll make a motion to keep open the continuation of the public hearing to amend Chapter 57 zoning concerning regulations governing tree preservation for February 5th at 7 p.m. immediately thereafter.
Cool,
Second
second.
for discussion.
Go ahead.
We did receive a letter today. It was on the dais when I came in, so I know it was a late entry, but this should also be included with the
Public comments.
Yes.
Yeah,
And public comments.
that's from Steinman and
Zarin and
Zarin,
Stern.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
thank
that'll be
you for that.
included with those comments.
Great.
Okay, all the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. I'll make a motion to open up the continuation of the public hearing for proposed local law E-V1 2023, chapter 41, regarding sewer system revisions.
I'll second.
Anyone signed up to speak?
No public comment.
No public comment?
Okay, well.
Go ahead.
Okay, that sewer system, there were two emails that I didn't see that Mr. Nugent replied to from Sean Arnott. He's not here tonight, so I can't check with him. So I'm gonna ask that, just so I can double check with Mr. Nugent on the status of those two emails.
Okay, so you want to keep it open?
Yes.
Supervisor, we need to call to question for open.
What's that?
We need to call to question for open public hearing.
Hold
We had a
on.
first and a second, we didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay. So just repeat that again, Mary. Sorry.
Okay, so there were two emails that I did not see that Mr. Nugent replied to. The emails were sent by Sean Arnott. There were like 4 little brief questions we had that needed to be addressed. And I think if we can have a new, clean version number 2, it would make Val's life easier later on when we get to pass it.
Okay. All right, so are you going to reach out to Mr. Nugent?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, so I will make a motion to continue that public hearing on March 4th, 2024.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. Motion to open up the public hearing regarding the proposed local law H-V1 2023 to amend chapter 40 of the town code regarding registration and permitting of property. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
So moved.
No public comment?
No public comment? Okay. So, Matt, just correct me if I'm wrong, this has to do with the Bald Hill property? I just don't want to get confused here. No, I'm sorry, the next one does. No, that's coming up, sorry.
This has to do with our rental properties.
The short-term rental.
Short-term rental, right, okay. Yep, okay, so that's got to do with the current lawsuit that we're in. So we have nothing new to report on that, no update. We are in the process of trying to get to a point where we can settle the lawsuit or just get out of it. So I'll make a motion to keep that open to February 5th at 7 p.m. or immediately thereafter.
Bull second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. Item 4.7, I'll make a motion to open the public hearing regarding local law I-V1 2023 to amend chapter 51 of the town code regarding vehicles and traffic.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved.
No public comment?
No public comment. So this is regarding the vehicles and traffic associated with the Bald Hill project, essentially giving the state police the right to enforce any issues up there. I'm okay with closing this public hearing. We've kept it open a couple of evenings, and I don't see it being a big problem closing it. You're having a resolution. There wasn't a resolution prepared tonight, right, man?
Not for tonight, but if you want to direct our office to draft one.
Yeah, okay. And, okay, so I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
And I'd like to also have the firm of Fair Collision McCartney prepare a resolution for the February 5th meeting. Okay.
Make a motion on that, Supervisor?
No, I don't need a motion on that, we're just, yeah. item 4.9, is a motion to open up the continuation of public hearing for proposed local law F-V1 to amend chapter 57 of the town code regarding tax exemptions for volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers.
All second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
Okay, so moved. Anyone sign up for public comment? You did it?
There was a submission for public comment.
Yeah, it was an
An
email.
email.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, the county's already on board doing that, so, for the record, just enter it into the record, and, we'll move forward with it. So, I think that we close this public hearing. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing regarding local law I-V1 2023 to amend chapter 51 of the town code. No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I make a motion to close the public hearing regarding local law F-V1 to amend chapter 47 of the town code regarding tax exemption for volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers, and also direct the council to prepare a resolution for the next meeting with regard to the 10% exemption for first responders.
All second.
Any other discussion? All the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
Okay, so moved. Okay, down to 2 more public hearings. I'll make a motion to open the continuation of the public hearing in relation to the increase in improvements of facilities for water district number 14.
Bingham will second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
So moved.
No public comment?
No public comment. Mary, any update?
Nope, we still need those grants, that's a big hold up there.
Yeah.
And they need the meters and they need other stuff, I guess.
Okay, so how about we continue that on March 18th?
That's fine.
Okay, I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing regarding the increase in improvement of facilities to water district number 14 to March 18th at 7 p.m. or immediately thereafter.
Bingham will second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
So moved. Okay. Item 4.13 is a motion to open the public hearing on local law A-V1 of 2024 regarding the amendment to clarify chapter 57 zoning regarding sewers.
I'll second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
I have no
Public
update.
comment?
What's that?
No public comment.
No public comment? I have no update, and this was the opening of it, so it was our first night having it, so I'll make a motion to reschedule that for February 5th at 7 p.m. or immediately thereafter.
All second.
Not reschedule, continue.
Continue.
Sorry. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
So moved. Acceptance of minutes, acceptance of the December 4th minutes. Make a motion to approve those.
I will second.
Any changes, alterations, corrections? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
So moved. Item 5.2, acceptance of January 2nd, 2024 minutes. Make a motion to approve those.
I'll second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
All aye.
Item 6.1 is the general fund abstract. Make a motion, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Monroe request approval of abstract 24-1 containing checks 31066 through 31265 totaling $799,070.16.
Bingham will second.
Any discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Okay, so moved. Item 7.1, end of probation period for highway heavy equipment operator Jerry Frioli. I'll make a motion. I'd like somebody to second it for discussion. I'll make a motion authorizing the end of the 3-month probation period for Jerry Frioli, heavy equipment operator, highway department, effective January 17th, 2024.
Well, we'll second for discussion.
Mr. Patterson.
So, I can't believe how fast 3 months went. Jerry has brought a lot to our team, especially the meals during these snowstorms that his girlfriend has made. Total asset for the town of Monroe. And when Jerry was hired, I also was thinking about how bad the fire service in New York State is doing right now with with firefighters. Jerry is a firefighter here in the town of Monroe, and they know that if it's something major, every call is major, but there's ones that we choose to go to and not go to, being a paid employee for the town. And Jerry knows his limitations, so we did put a firefighter in the town of Monroe during the day. But he's a total asset to our department and to the resident of the town of Monroe.
Yeah, and I know Jerry's now the captain of the dive team as well.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. He's a volunteer fireman, he's a volunteer ambulance, he's on a dive team captain.
And just so everyone knows, this is the type of employee he is. So, Saturday, when was the tree down? It was Saturday, right?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Saturday.
So Saturday evening, he was on a call at Barnett. We got a call for a tree down on Pine Tree. I was actually out. I went to check it out. Another tree had fallen down from the time the original call came in. Called Pat. He said, you need more than 2 guys out here. Pat got a hold of Jerry. Jerry got dropped off at the highway garage by the ambulance and went right over to assist Tor and Robbie over there. Yeah, listen, that's what we need here. We need collaboration and great communication and great employees. So it was very much appreciated. So
Talking with members of the volunteer fire department and also with MOVAC and other volunteer ambulance corps, it's during the day that they have the biggest problem finding people to show up to these emergencies, right? And it's been long known that Monroe is a bedroom community, so most of the residents are spending their time outside of the town and they're not able to respond to those calls. So you're right, it is important that we're able to recognize the importance of hiring a volunteer firefighter and a volunteer ambulance corps member so that we can keep our community safe during the day. So I'm glad that we hired Jerry, and I'm glad that he's completed his probationary period, and I'm glad that we'll be voting on this.
good, thank you. Let's call that question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Okay, so moved. I believe I left something on my desk. I'll be right back.
That was fast.
Yeah, I knew I left it on my desk, so. Okay, item 7.2. Is the hiring of a motor equipment operator at the highway department. This is a resolution I'll make approving Lucas Moran for the position of motor equipment operator in the highway department at an hourly rate of $29.35 and a start date of January 29th, 2024. Lucas was pre-approved by the position by Orange County Department of Human Resources. Want to add anything?
Well, who will second?
Yep.
So again, Lucas, I feel, is going to be an asset to the team in Monroe. He is also a volunteer firefighter here, which is going to be another helpful tool in the Monroe shed. And I feel he is going to fit in with everybody ever so nicely and be an asset to the town of Monroe.
Great. Great to hear. Okay. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
Mr. Highway Superintendent, I would ask that you leave this meeting, go home, get some sleep, because I know you've been handling a route. I know everybody on that, in that highway department is exhausted from the last couple of days. So,
Yes, if I could just say a couple quick things.
sure.
Number one is this team has got their butts kicked because of the amount of hours that they've had to put in with these storms. As everybody knows, when they get up in the morning, it's snowing, when they go to bed, it's snowing, and this is a couple of storms in a row, on top of all the rain issues that we've had. They're coming up through the roads because it just can't take on anymore. And the team has done an amazing job keeping our roads open, safe, clear. But I'm also going to add on top of that, if anybody can tell their neighbors to stop throwing snow in the streets, it would be helpful. This morning, we were working with the bus company trying to keep roads open, and we have roads that we totally cleared. We know we clear them, and everybody's clearing out off their cars in the town roads. There is an ordinance against it, and we're going to look into ways to fine people from doing this. Also, not to, when we ask you to move your car out of the street, we're being nice. I haven't towed yet. This is my second winter season, and I haven't towed. I usually knock on a door. Well, some gentleman was asked today about moving his car, and his answer was, well, then you'll put the snow in my driveway if I don't block my driveway during a snowstorm. It's not fair to the guy in that plow truck that's trying to keep those roads open and safe. It's not fair to the elderly neighbor that's not getting their road plowed because trucks can't get through. So we're going to have to end up towing cars, which I do not want to do, because I know it's cost people money. But again, and in the cap from last year, the year in review, thank you to the board for buying us a chipper. That was another big thing we did. And we ordered 2 trucks. Thank you to the board for us ordering the trucks and trying to get this equipment where we need it. So, but thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Great job.
You
Thanks.
guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thanks for your leadership, Pat. Okay.
Go home and get some sleep.
Item 7.3, resolution approving Marcus Cologne for the position of seasonal laborer at Udna at an hourly rate of $18 with an employment start date of January 22nd, 2024. This seasonal appointment shall not exceed the maximum seasonal employment period of 9 months as set forth by Orange County Department of Human Resources. Marcus has been pre-approved for the position by Orange County Department of Human Resources. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
So moved. Item 7.4 is the appointment of Michael Jacoby. Resolution approving Michael Jacoby for the position of seasonal recreation aide, Smith Clove Park, at an hourly rate of $20 and an employment start date of January 18, 2024. This seasonal appointment shall not exceed the maximum seasonal employment time period of 9 months as set forth by the Orange County Department of Human Resources. Michael has been pre-approved for this position by Orange County Department of Human Resources. Do I have a second?
I'll
Bingham,
second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Poole, aye.
So moved. Let's see, we're down to 2 employee issues. Resolution approving Davius Espinal for the position of seasonal recreation aide, Smith Clove Park, at an hourly rate of $20 and an employment start date of January 18th, 2024. This seasonal appointment shall not exceed the maximum seasonal employment time period of 9 months as set forth by Orange County Department of Human Resources. Davius has been pre-approved for this position by Orange County Department of Human Resources. Do I have a second?
Full second.
Excuse me, call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Sorry, Cardone, aye.
Pool, aye.
So,
You okay?
yeah. I got it. No, I'll get it.
Tony.
No, I just need, not here. Just grab the mug. Thank you. There's a mug, you can take the money to it.
Well, he doesn't need, he needs his water.
It's Steve Water, sorry. It's the MHE mug.
Doing a lot of talking.
Yeah.
You want me to take over for
Yeah,
this one?
take over this one.
For 9.6?
7.6.
7.6, yes. So for 7.6 is a resolution
Keep it for
approving
safety.
the hiring of seasonal laborer Jonathan Novak. This is approving an hourly rate increase to $24 for seasonal laborer Jonathan Novak. Jonathan was hired at an hourly rate of $20. So I make a motion, do I have a second?
Bingham will second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Full aye.
Just Sal will be an aye, so.
You want to go on?
Yeah.
He's coming like your footsteps, I think.
Get a little break here, because somebody's gonna come up and talk, so I don't worry about it. Thank you, boss, appreciate it. Wait, it was $20 more, yeah.
So Sal, we made a motion and seconded it to increase the hourly rate for Jonathan Novak, who's a seasonal laborer, to $24. And we called the question, we're just waiting for.
Scangarello, aye.
Thank you.
Good, so move. I'll take the next one, too.
We have a request by property owner of 52 Catskill Avenue to come up and speak to us regarding some property violations.
When you come up, just state your name, where you live. Sure. Thank you.
Good evening.
Speak into the microphone.
Good evening. I'm living 52 Catskill Avenue. My name is Anthony Monroe. I just recently bought this property at auction, and I didn't know that they have violation. I didn't get the report until I got the report after I bought it. So I want to clear the violation. I gave it to the building department. They explained everything and they give it to the total amount, but they built the basement without violation. That's what they're saying. And two other violations they have it. They will take out the pool area, and I cleared up everything, clean this area, ordered two dumpster, clean up the property and everything.
Tony, our office prosecutes the violation, so I just want to let the gentleman know that anything you say, our office prosecutes the violation.
Okay.
So he's just saying that their office prosecutes the violation, so anything you say kind of will be used against you in court of law.
I want to explain. I came here and they explained for me, and they say the violation, the way it's 800 square feet work they done basement. That one they say $90 cost for the material and everything they did. That will come like $80,000. But the $80,000 they charge. They give it to me, it's $1,780. But they're saying it's gonna be charged in triple time because of violation.
So let me just clarify. So the cost of the building permit would be $1,980. But because there were violations, it's triple based on our code, which would amount to $5,940. Okay. Now, let me ask a question. Was the violations brought to the building inspector's attention, or did the building inspector find the violations?
No, I came here to the building inspector. I told him I want to clear up. I spoke to my attorney that time I saw that. I have a voicemail also. I want to play it. You could hear that, what he said. But he said to talk to the building inspector, because the violation is they only from other owner. The violation they didn't make for me. I'm a new owner for the property. So they said just go to talk to the town and you explain for them to the new owner. I don't mind to pay like $1,780 the regular amount, but they're asking 3 times. That's like almost $6,000. That's a lot of money for me to even have to do anything.
So, Tony, again, sorry, I'll just say the town really should comment on the open violation. If you're trying to change the law, then I think the town can discuss that. But really shouldn't, because if it's prosecuted, really shouldn't be discussion.
Okay, I didn't realize it was in the prosecution stage.
Well, no, if there's an open violation that could be prosecuted,
Oh, okay.
advice would be not so.
Okay. All right, so he's saying we shouldn't comment, so I'm gonna take my attorney's advice, make your case, and state your request.
Yeah, because my attorney also, he already explained for me, he said talk to the town because the violation is not for me, it's for some other owner, and they're gone. So, I want to clear the violation, I don't want to be in violation of my property.
Right.
What is, for regular amount is a different story, it's like a triple time, it's cost $6,000 extra, I didn't do anything.
Usually, I don't know the specific circumstances, usually when the attorney's telling you to talk to the town, they're referencing the building inspector. They're telling you to go talk to the building inspector because that's the person who typically handles the situation.
No, we spoke to the building inspector, but they will stick with the 3 times to pay with us 3 times. But I don't want to, I can't afford it to pay 3 times. I didn't do any mistake. So that's why, my attorney said to talk to the board and, you just explain for them.
Okay.
And Anthony, just to clarify too, you didn't know about the violations because at closing, this was not brought up. You found out after.
I didn't know. I find out after that. If I know earlier, I should tell them to clear a violation or just to ask them to pay that much money. I could pay them to clear up, but I didn't know that.
So did you receive a clear title on the property?
They could give me a title, but they have violation on it.
Prior to you purchasing it or after you purchased it?
After purchasing, I know that. I didn't know that until that.
Okay. All right. We'll take it under advisement, speak to our counsel.
Okay.
And that's all I can say right now.
Thank you for your
But thank you for coming down, I appreciate it, Anthony. Okay. Item 7.8, short-term rental application for 649 Lakes Road. So, let me just get to it in my paperwork. So pursuant to chapter 40 on rentals, short-term in the town code, we have an application and supporting documents to permit 649 Lakes Road, an existing 1-bedroom, single-family dwelling with maximum occupancy, not to exceed 4 people, to be used as a transient rental, to be rented or to offer to rent a short-term rental within the town of Monroe. Okay, that said, we did have multiple residents surrounding the home issue some opposition. So based on the code, we have to go to a public hearing, and I would like to set that date for February 5th at 7 p.m. or immediately thereafter.
All second.
Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Cancarello, aye.
Pardon, aye.
Full aye.
Okay, I'm just trying to, I'm sorry, there's so much paperwork here on this.
It's too bad they don't create a thing where all of the paperwork is organized neatly into little files, and you could open that whenever you need it.
You always come up with great ideas, Councilwoman Moore. So, okay. so moved. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. All right, item 7.9, tax surgery settlement for BJ's Wholesale Club. Matt, would you like to just explain this, please?
Sure. This was a tax surcharge settlement that our office handled. Sorry, this was a tax surcharge settlement that our office handled. Alex Shaw circulated a letter. Was the board able to review that letter? I can, if not, I can
Yeah, if you just want to,
bring it up.
capsulize it.
Our recommendation was to, that it was an appropriate settlement. Give them a sec. I can't exactly address what's in the letter as it's attorney-client privilege, but essentially, it was our opinion that it's a favorable settlement to the town,
Okay,
and it resolves the matter to the town's benefit.
okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the settlement with BJ's Wholesale Club.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. Okay, next up is the Bald Hill. And I believe we have a resolution. Or do I need this? I have shot.
Now therefore
Thank you.
Okay, now therefore be it resolved that the above whereas clauses are incorporated herein as if set forth in full. That's section 1. Section 2, the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to finalize the pending conditions related to the project, including offer of dedication set forth in condition number 22 of the resolution of approval, restrictive covenant required pursuant to condition number 11 of the resolution of approval for the project, the public improvement security agreement required by condition number 16 of the resolution of approval for the project, an easement agreement relating to tax parcel 1-3-27.12, a granted access and easement agreement relating to a waterline easement and access to a water tank and appurtenances, a grant of drainage easement, and any necessary tax and transfer forms, all in final form approved by the town legal counsel and the town engineer. Section 3, this resolution shall be conditioned upon submission of any and all required fees, escrow, or other conditions necessary to effectuate the purposes of this resolution. And Section 4, this resolution shall be effective immediately. Do I have a
Okay.
second?
Bingham, second.
Call question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay. Thank you. Next up, item 7.11 is a bond reduction request from Smith Farm, phase number 3. The bond reduction requested by Peters Fowl, the engineering and surveying firm, regarding Smith Farm in phase 3. The owner of the Smith Farm project is requesting a reduction in the bond from $2,125,121.68 to $677,378.54. And it has been approved, I believe, by our engineer. What's that?
I don't see any.
No, that's what I'm looking for. So here's what I would say. I'll make a motion that upon approval of our attorney and Sean Arnott at MHE, that we approve the request for the bond reduction.
Bingham will second.
Does that sound okay, Matt?
That sounds okay.
Okay. Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. Eagle View Estates has been tabled to next meeting on February 5th. substation, which is so Orange and Rockland is requesting to put a substation off of Larkin Drive, and the substation is in an area close to 17M, 17, and it's right before you get around the turn as you initially approach Larkin Drive, into Larkin Drive on the west side of it. And basically, this is for informative purposes right now, and we hope to have some sort of agreement moving forward, and that will be done through Mr. Nugent and Orange and Rock. So that was really for informational purposes.
And this is just a
Temporary substation. It'll be kind of like a trailer somewhat there with the substation. So. Okay. Any other questions regarding that? Nope. Okay. Item 7.14, the intermunicipal agreement for dog control services with the town of Woodbury. We need approval for the supervisor to sign that.
We'll make a motion that we approve Supervisor Cardone to sign the IMA with the town of Woodbury for dog control services for 2024.
$28,630.81.
Bingham will second.
That was a 3% increase over last year. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Oh, aye.
Okay, so moved. So the intermunicipal agreement with the town of Woodbury regarding dial-a-bus services, we need a motion and a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign. That is for $7,600, which is also a little bit short of 3%. Yeah,
We did draft a resolution. If you want to read it, you can.
Now therefore be resolved. Yep. Now therefore be it resolved, the above whereas clauses are hereby incorporated by reference as those set forth in full herein. The town supervisor is hereby authorized to execute an intermunicipal agreement substantially in the form annexed hereto in a final form approved by town legal counsel. The town supervisor and any employee, official, or consultant as directed by the town supervisor are authorized to take any and all necessary actions to carry out the provisions of this resolution. This resolution shall be effective
this is what
immediately.
we,
Yeah. Yep.
sorry,
That's okay.
I had another sheet. Okay.
So I make a motion that we authorize the town supervisor to sign the IMA with the town of Woodbury regarding dial-a-bus services.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Cool, aye.
One other note with respect to the dog control services. Town of Woodbury spoke to Supervisor Luciani this week. They actually use Millennium as well. They're going for a grant to build a new shelter. When the discussion revolved around the fact that they have an IMA with us, they were able to apply for a grant, which is 2 times that. And they would need a little assistance from us. So I want to speak to Supervisor Luciani, but I would like the board to understand that any improvement and any additional cost associated with the town of Monroe is only a benefit. Right now, they can currently only hold 4 dogs, and right now they have 4 dogs. So with this revamp and expansion, and it's required by them, by the Department of Agriculture, because apparently the current facilities are not up to current standards. So I would like that, if we're able to assist them in the cost, and we can determine what that number is in the future, that we do that, because it is for a benefit for our residents as well. So, that'd be good. Okay. Call the question. Yes.
Ingram, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye?
Bull eye.
Okay, thanks. Okay, item 7.16 is the Town Hall Fire Alarm Control Panel replacement. We need to discuss the proposal that's attached from NAS Security System. They also recommend, in addition to the replacement of the fire control panel, they just took over the monitoring here, and they discovered issues with the current panel. They also recommend replacing the panel batteries with 9-amp batteries that are in the panel, because currently the current batteries are undersized. The total cost for this is $5,475.
That seems like money well spent, so I'll second that motion.
Okay, okay, so second that motion, call the question.
Ingram, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
So then I need a motion for the supervisor to sign it.
Bull will make a motion that we approve the supervisor to sign the agreement with NAS for fire alarm control panel replacement.
Okay.
Ingram will second.
Call the question.
Ingram, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. We need to discuss and approve the payment of the 2024 dues in the amount of $1,500 for the membership in the Association of Towns in the state of New York. So the annual dues are $1,500. We've been involved with the Association of Towns, I'm going to say at least 2.5 dozen years. I think there's a lot of classes and benefit. We have the current Association of Towns annual meeting in New York City next month. So I'll make a motion to approve that.
Bull will second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Ingram, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay. Dory, you want to take the next one?
Sure. We have a resolution. We have a resolution approving, designating town board voting delegate to attend the annual business session of the Association of Towns of the State of New York to be held February 18th through the 21st, 2024, and to cast the vote of the town of Monroe. In the absence of the person so designated, the following named person has been designated to cast the vote of said town. So the person designated to cast the vote would be Supervisor Cardone, and in the absence of Supervisor Cardone, the following named person designated to cast the vote for the town of Monroe.
You're going as well?
Yes, I'll be going. Will be,
Yeah,
and I can nominate myself.
yeah, I don't see.
Okay. I can nominate myself. Yeah, okay. Councilwoman Dory.
Okay.
Ingram will second.
Call the question.
Ingram, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull eye.
Okay, so moved. All right, item 7.19, the Town of Monroe Employee Handbook Modification. Madam Clerk, you want to quantify that?
So this is a discussion regarding modification to section 803 sick leave for the town of Monroe employee handbook to increase the amount of sick days credited to full-time employees on an annual basis from 6 days to 7 days. This does not apply to full-time employees covered under the IBEW union agreement. Currently, right now, I guess 803 sick leave allowance for full-time employees will be credited with 6 days of paid sick leave each year. An employee may take sick leave only after it has been credited. The employee will be credited on January 1st of each year.
Okay, I think the problem is you're holding the mic, that's why it was coming in and out.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're taking it from 6 days to 7 days. Part of the reasoning, just so everybody's aware, part of the reasoning behind that is if our employees go out on short-term leave, they have to use their sick days to get to short-term leave. And currently, they're only given 6 sick days, and the period is 7 days to get to short-term leave. So I think that's a fault that's been in our code for a number of years. I would like all employees to obviously not have to use a day. They can also use a vacation day or a personal day, but if they don't use sick days and they have an illness that requires them to want short-term leave, I think we should be accommodating to that. Any other questions?
I just have a question. If somebody starts in the middle of the year, it's always prorated, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull will second.
Oh,
Bull, aye.
did you second?
She did.
I didn't.
You did, yeah. That's what I thought. All right, item 7.20 is the general code supplement number 121 estimate.
Yes,
Go
so this is to add 3 pieces of legislation for an update to the town code. 2 pieces of legislation that do not need to be codified as well. The price is between $1,040 and $1,265. And those amendments are regarding fees to the animals, the dog licensing fees, including local law number 11 of 2023, and items that do not need to be codified are local law number 9 and 10 of 2023. So I'm looking for a resolution approving the amount to have the supplement added, ranging from $1,040 to $1,265.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the question?
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull, aye.
So moved. Okay, item 7.21 is the use of the senior center by the Town Monroe Republican Committee. We request the use of the senior center located at 101 Monroe, the third Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. There's a $25 room rental fee. The dates are January 18th, February 15th, March 21st, April 18th, May 16th, June 20th, July 17th, August 15th, September 19th, October 17th, November 21st, and December 19th. So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Call the question.
Bingham, aye.
Scangarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Bull, aye.
Okay. We've already been provided insurance on that. Okay, items 8.1 is tabled till February 5th, and item 8.2 we handled at the beginning of the meeting. Public comment.
Matt Latka. Just a reminder, you'll have 3 minutes for public comment.
Hello, can you hear me?
You might take the mic out, Matt. It's probably easier.
Hello?
All right.
I'm here tonight. I'm sorry. Matthew Latka, 1345 Orange Turnpike, Monroe, New York. I'm here today. I was here earlier a couple months ago with some concerns about busing or the bus stop where my daughter is at, the Orange Turnpike and Hawkshurst Road. And I was very concerned because In the past, Monroe Woodbury school buses, they stopped at the road and they would never go down. Well, lo and behold, there's a bunch of new school buses around and they're going down Hawkshurst Road, and we told, no problem, it'll be addressed, we shouldn't have any issues with that. And I'm not saying we haven't, but it hasn't been anything real bad up until this point. But the other day, my daughter came home and she expressed some concerns that the buses were cutting the corners very close. And lo and behold, what was going on? The snow is coming. The road is very, very tight, and we're expecting these buses to go down Hawkshurst Road. And, the snowbanks are gonna be there. They're cutting it a little bit closer now. The bus was very close to coming to my daughter. She said it almost hit her. Obviously it didn't, because everything was fine. But there is concern. Something is going to happen, and I don't know when. No one knows when. It is a big concern. It needs to be addressed. It's not a winter thing. It's not a summer thing. It's our roads cannot handle it, and I'm not just speaking on the behalf of Orange Turnpike and Hawkshurst Road. All of those side little roads that these big buses are going down. They never went down before for whatever reason. Well, there was a good reason. They're not supposed to fit down there. I would hope that we can address this and look into that in a lot more detail, because the end result, or the negative side, is going to be real bad. One of the kids is going to get hurt real bad. And I hope it's not anyone that in our community, but it has happened before in other communities. That's one concern. Another concern I have is that at that same bus stop, again, on Hawkshurst Road and Orange Turnpike, we actually took this up with Pat, the highway superintendent. There is a tree that is almost fallen down. It's in between, as you come into Hawkshurst Road, it's on the left side. It's in between the first house and the second house. I don't know if the town is responsible to trim it back, but it's really, really decrepit and gonna fall in one of these windstorms. And if it falls at the wrong time, it's gonna take out a lot of kids standing on that stop. It really needs to be looked at, either from the town, the people who live there, or Orange and Rockland, because it's gonna take out the utility system. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
That's all for public comment.
Okay. I'll just comment on Matt's comments. In regard to the tree, Pat Patterson and myself went out there about 3 weeks ago. The tree is not within our right-of-way, so we're not allowed to go onto the property to trim it back. And we do make it a policy that we don't go on people's property and trim it back. I think the homeowner has to be put on notice by residents of the town, because I saw it, and I totally agree with your thoughts, Matt. For those of you that don't know, Saturday, the incident we had with those trees falling has been on social media. One of them went right, the second one that fell went right through the windshield of someone driving on Pine Tree Road. Thank God he's all right. He drove the car to Pine Tree School, and I stopped by after stopping over at the site, and I don't know if some of you might have seen the photos, but the tree limb was about this big, probably 12 inches in diameter, and it went right through his windshield, landed in the passenger seat, and this man, whose name I don't want to give out, but he was lucky, and thank God there was nobody in the passenger seat. I will say that I do appreciate what he does for a living. He protects us, and I know the department he works for, and we are all blessed and better off for having him in that job. So with respect to the busing, did you want to say anything about it? Matt, were you aware that we met with the school district on this?
I am 100% aware of everything that's been going on, but something is going to happen. It's just going to.
All right, so I just answered that question. I don't want to go back and forth. So the thought here, and I've had the state troopers out there multiple times. I will contact them again and let them get out there. I don't, Matt, is there a way we can shut down that road for buses? For safety reasons?
I'm not sure it's in the town's jurisdiction. I'll talk to Brian about that.
Okay.
What you're doing, meeting with the school district sounds correct, but
Yeah.
I'll have Brian talk about that.
I don't know, Councilwoman Gould, you want to?
Matt, what, and you may have to come up to the microphone again, I'm sorry, so that you can answer my question, but approximately, do you know what time that bus passes? When it makes that tight turn?
No, I know it's about 7:25 in the morning. I don't know which bus company is because there's a number that go up and down that road. But it's not just about that road, it's all the roads.
Yeah, we get it. It's either
I mean,
MS.
yes, I'm concerned about my road, but it's a big issue,
Yeah, it's either MS or Decai.
yes.
And they've been notified at numerous times regarding it, but it's frustrating that every child has to be picked up in front of the house instead of at a designated stop at the end of the road. And what irks me about it more is the safety of those kids on the bus, because when they come out of that road and either make a left, the sight distance on the left is pretty poor. If they make a right, they're crossing into oncoming traffic coming around the bend from Mansion Ridge.
No,
So,
I understand.
It's the safety of everyone associated here, and I just want to say that.
No, and I appreciate that, but just going back, and I know we're not supposed to have dialogue here, but I appreciate it. But even when, like, if we send the state troopers out, they always seem to go on like the calm day. It never a snow day or when there's complete chaos going on up there.
And probably because there's complete chaos going somewhere else.
But you know what I'm saying?
I agree, yeah, I understand.
Unless they're gonna be there every day, it's gonna be a waste of their time to sit there. I mean,
So you're saying they come at 7:25?
it's 7:25 and 3:30 is when the bus goes, that's my daughter's times.
Okay.
But there's buses, I know it's 7:25 is the bus that there, but there's another one that comes a little bit later.
So generally, the information that we'll request from residents when they want to file a complaint regarding unsafe bus operation is the time of day, the name of the bus company, and the bus number. And then with that information, we can go back to the transportation department, we can go back to the school district. We can let them know what's happening, and then they generally talk with the bus company that is.
And I mean, you know, again, pushing or stating my point again, it's when the roads, it's bad at all times.
Yeah, but
But
it's
now we got the
extraordinarily
snow.
worse with the weather.
It's now on the roads, that road is tight to begin with, it's gonna be even more of a problem because where the kids stand on that bus stop. And there are people who wait with their kids, unfortunately, I cannot because I have to go to work and so does my wife. So my daughter is standing up there, you know,
Yeah.
by
And
herself.
there's no other alternate bus stop for your daughter. right?
We checked out everything in front of our house because of the sight distances. That was denied multiple times. We had the bus company come out and they ran all sorts of tests, said that it couldn't be done. It was done in the past, but just recently they said it couldn't within the last 2 or 3 years. So no, there's no other stop that you could go to.
Listen, I will tell you this, man. Unfortunately, safety is not a priority with the bus companies that are outside.
Unfortunately, it better start.
No, listen, and here's what I'm gonna tell you. in my development, I live in Round Lake Park.
No, it's not just ours.
I've watched a bus come down Island View Avenue, make a turn going back up to Fanick, and it's basically a pie-shaped lot that they're wrapping around, and their tires are actually going on the lawn of the person that lives on the right as they make the turn, and their lawn is ripped up. You know, I've caught the bus one time, and I couldn't catch the bus, if you know what I mean. I saw it, I drove at it, I couldn't get it. Various neighbors have sent me photos, I forwarded them to the school district. So,
Well, you know, it's.
and I know the
it's a
time this
sick-
bus comes, it's about 9:12 in the morning, so, yeah. But we'll keep on top of it, and I will make a call to the state police to see if they could, what'd you say, 7?
It's about 7:20 in the morning.
45, yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Matt.
you.
Thanks, Matt. Anyone else?
Any other business? Nothing? Good? Mary, good? Sal? Good. Dory?
Good.
Okay. I will make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting at 8:29. I'm sorry, 8:30. You will second it. Call the question.
Cancarello, aye.
Cardone, aye.
Aye.
So moved. Thanks. Everyone have a great evening.